Merit has a brand new product, which is their moisturizer, so we're gonna test it out. I'm Helen, if you don't know me. I'm the lucky recipient of many Merit products. These were kindly gifted to me by the people at Merit. This is not sponsored. This is completely whatever I want to say about these. They have not given me any direction as to what I talk about here, but they did ask me to leave a link below, which I will do in case you do want any of these products. Some of them I have tested. I have an existing Merit video already. So for some of these, like for instance, the lipstick and the blush, and also the signature bag that I got, you can see in my previous video, which I'll be sure to link up at the end of this one. So also be sure to stay tuned for me to give you an end result. So I'm going to try this for a week and then I'll talk about the skincare, and I'll put that at the end of this video. This is Merit's brand new product and it is called their Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. So I've had a look at the ingredients and they look great for me. Oat extract and glycerin, hyaluronic acid, which we're seeing in so many products these days. Something called, which kind of made me crack up because I guess I'm immature, spermidine? I have not heard of that before. Low molecular weight peptide. Oh my goodness, the writing on here is so small and that's how I know I'm getting old. So just for context, I'm 47. I have pretty dry skin. I use Differin, which I have here, which is a retinoid product, which can leave me a little bit dry and flaky, especially here on the cheeks. My usual moisturizer, also for context, is this heavy duty, very, very thick La Roche-Posay Cyclohest Balm B5. I've made videos about this before, so navigate around if you want to see the ones on why I use such a thick moisturizer. Merit has offered me product a long time ago, and I said no at the time because they were not things that I was necessarily interested in trying, and so that's just not what I do here on this channel, and fair play to those who do. But if I'm going to accept something, I want it to be something I'm actually interested in trying. And this time I was, because I love moisturizers. I love trying out moisturizers, but also they gave me the chance to try their Minimalist foundation, which was actually the thing even back then that I did want to try. And they even sent me a brush to brush it in. So we're going to be trying all these things today. It's going to be an only Merit makeup and skincare day. So we will see. Starting out with a freshly cleansed face. I already own Merit's Great Skin Instant Glow Serum, and so I said in that older video, which you can watch me open this and just give a first reaction, that I wasn't sure about it because, you know, you can't try serum once and decide whether it's good or not, but I have tried it subsequently since then, and I quite like it. One thing I like is that there's a lot of it. It comes in this really pretty, translucent-ish glass bottle, and it feels like such a premium product. Beware though, when you do squirt it into your hand, it can go flying. It doesn't have the viscous consistency of other serums. It's very light and almost feels oily. There. So I don't know if you see that, but it just has, it's very oily and runny, so you got to catch it and smooth it on quickly. It layers very nicely under makeup. It's unscented. It does give you this glowy look, and you do think like, is my face oily? And when you touch it, it does feel like, I wouldn't say it feels oily, but it doesn't feel like other serums that can leave either nothing behind and you don't feel like you've put anything on, and some of them feel a little bit sticky. It's not that. It has a glide. That's the word I'm looking for. So there's the serum. It doesn't pill under foundation. It doesn't do anything weird under my other usual moisturizer, so it pairs well with this, and I'm 100% certain I would be shocked if it doesn't pair with Merit's new moisturizer. So it's interesting that Merit is getting into the skincare game. Everybody's into the skincare game these days, so we'll have to see if this can distinguish itself. So let's have a look and crack it open finally, a number of minutes into the actual video. All right, so here's the serum. Here's the serum. So one thing I'm noticing right away with this bottle, it's not as nice as the serum bottle. So if you have this beautiful hefty glass serum bottle and you're expecting the moisturizer to be of the same caliber glass, it is not. This is plastic and it doesn't feel as nice, but they're pretty together. And I think they're, yeah, they look to be the same size. Yes, they are. It's gold, it's cream. Let's open it up and look. Okay, it's a pump, which we love. Very chic, very minimal packaging. Again, links to all the things that I'm going to be using down below in the description box. I'll also pop it into the comments. And while we're here waiting for the serum to absorb, if you would give this video a like if you like this, and consider subscribing, that would really help me out so much. Thank you. So yeah, okay, that feels pretty good. It's a tiny bit tacky. So that oily, glidey feel does become a more typical serum tacky feel. Let's go in now with the moisturizer. So I'm gonna use 2 pumps. 1, 2, okay, it comes out kind of snake-like. I would personally use way more than that, but we're gonna try with the 2 pumps and see where we get. Okay, it's unscented, but there is a detectable faint scent. You ever have that with unscented products? Like they're unscented, but they do smell of something. And in the interest of keeping it completely real, I don't love the unscented scent, if that makes sense. It's not offensive, it's a bit plasticky. But you know what? I don't care when it comes to skincare. I can live with that because I feel like it's not gonna be a scent that lingers, and even unscented things tend to have a bit of a scent. So that for me is not a deal breaker. I'm just calling it as I'm experiencing it. So aside from the complaints about the unscented scent, it was much thicker than I expected. It was just 2 little snaky bits came out, you saw there, but that was enough to completely cover my face. It had a great glide. It has quite a heavy texture, heavier than I thought. It looked like a really light moisturizer, but in fact, it isn't. I find nice and thick, which actually I like. I like a thick moisturizer. I don't like it to be too thin. So you probably only need 1 pump if you want a really nice thin layer. You'll see here it's leaving me with a decent amount of shine. So I'm just gonna drink some coffee. Then we're gonna try layering some makeup on top. All right, very first thoughts on this moisturizer. So far, so good. I like to see my face have a little bit of a dewy look like this because I find that this makes a nice base for my usual foundation, which is either Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is quite a matte foundation, but the other foundation I like is Revlon's. But yeah, my usuals are an Estee Lauder or a Revlon foundation. So this is the Minimalists Perfecting Complexion Stick, and I've wanted to try this for a very long time, and the brush that you can use to blend it in. My shade in the Minimalist is Ochre, apparently, and if you've never been on the Merit site, it's also carried at Sephora, so in either of the 2 places you can use their foundation matching tool. And in both of them they said I was the same one, which is good because they use, I think, maybe different tools, or maybe they're using the same technology behind the tools. I don't know. But in both cases, my color is supposed to be ochre, so hopefully this is a good match, and it looks pretty good, just out of the tube. I have not used a stick foundation since Tati influenced me to back in the day to purchase that one in the triangular, I think Hourglass is tube foundation. And I didn't love that foundation, so we'll have to see how this one goes. Now, what I like about Merit's products is that they're all very easy to use. They're very, very user-friendly, like their blush. I was surprised how user-friendly the blush was, because I've had other blushes like this, which they didn't send me this time, they sent me the time before, but I've had other blushes like this and they're not the easiest to put on, but this one you can just dab it on, basically, use a finger to warm it up, swipe it in and walk away. That's probably too much, but okay. The thing that I don't like, that I'll tell you right now, is that I have to cap this now with a steady hand over this because it doesn't retract all the way. So I feel like I have clumsy hands sometimes, especially in the morning, so you have to be a little careful about replacing it. Because unlike that Hourglass one, you could retract it all the way so that it was flush and so that your cap wouldn't just shear off the top of it. So I will have to be careful with that. I have no sense about whether this is great on me or not. I'll tell you the color match is pretty good, but it's been so long since I've used stick foundation, I am hesitant to make any kind of judgment call. Yet I can barely remember. I mean, I remember using the Hourglass and just not loving it. So here's the brush. It was just in this little plastic tube to keep the bristles straight. This is nice. It has a nice chunky feel. Kind of, all their products have this nice hand feel. Like the size of it has been well thought out. Kind of reminds me of the chubby crayons when we were young. So they say to use uplifting strokes with this. This is blending out rather nicely, but, and this is the issue I had with the Hourglass one, it's not the coverage, it's not a lot of coverage. And I like a decent amount of coverage. I'm at the age where I have age spots, my cheeks are redder than the rest of my face, so I find that if I can just get this covered quite well, I tend to like how my makeup looks for the day, like right in here and right in here, so I'm just gonna layer some more in after this. I'm still dewy from the moisturizer underneath, which is nice. Let's see how it layers. Let's put more. I don't know if it's me, I'm not a makeup artist, I'm not the best at applying this stuff, but they're always like, you don't need a lot, and I'm always like, but I think I need more. You know, like 5 dabs and work it in, and I'm like, that's not enough. So as I say, I'm gonna do my makeup today. I'm gonna finish up, I'm gonna do this Merit stuff, but I do hope that you'll just fast forward to the end if you're not interested in watching me do the rest of the Merit, because I will come back and talk about how I think this performs after a week. So after a week has elapsed and I've tried it every single day, I'll be able to give you a really much better informed opinion out of experience, not just a first try. So once again, I'm having trouble building up that foundation. So I can tell you right now, I don't think that this would be a repurchase from me, and not to do with the product. It's just stick foundations are just not my favorite. I love a liquid foundation. I'll tell you what are my two favorites though, and I know this from my last Merit haul. This lipstick, which we'll try in a moment, wonderful, so nice. And the blush, also really, really nice. I've been reaching for these all the time since I got them. The Serum I've been using almost daily, and you'll see very little. It's got two colors, but don't look at that, just look up here. Very little is gone considering how much I've been using. So this will last. I would say, just a guess, is that this moisturizer will last a long time, because I really do think you only need one pump. I used two, I think that was too much. So as I suspected, this blush just pulls right into this foundation and they mix very, very nicely. I could tell that right away just from looking in the mirror. Immediately I can see this plays nicer with this foundation than it does with my usual everyday liquid foundation. I had looked up this shade. It is Cheeky, and it's one of the most popular shades, and it's easy to see why. I'm pretty sure it's universally flattering. And as I said, it's just so easy to apply. Look at that. So if you feel that you struggle with blush application, this could be a good one. Let me go just put on a little bit of eyebrows. I feel like that is missing. I'll be back. All right, back with a little bit more makeup on. And so I had to look in brighter conditions because it's a bit dim in this room of mine. And I'm quite shiny, so this is more shiny than I would like. I don't know if I can bring it down at all with this, but if you love that dewy look, you're gonna like this. For me, I'm not used to it, let's put it that way. Not in love with the amount of coverage from the foundation, so I'm trying to be transparent about everything that I'm trying here. I did like the moisturizer so far. I am still enjoying the blush highlighter. This is the one I reach for, as I predicted, the least, because I'm not the biggest highlighter person. Also, don't feel like I need more shine right now. Also, please note this is 4K video and it shows every flaw, so fun times. So one product I do definitely want to say I have loved is this Power lipstick. It is a matte red, their signature lip. And this red is beautiful. I have zero qualms about recommending this particular red lipstick. It is so pretty. And I'm someone very susceptible to dry lips, and it's not very drying. I'm not gonna say it's not drying at all. Some people say that. It is, but you won't feel it until the next day, and you might have a tiny bit of a flake. But like compared to other matte lipsticks, it is not drying, basically. So here we are, almost all Merit makeup except my eyes, using all the products from them that I've owned. Let's see. Yes, all the things that they sent me, I have used today. Some ones that they sent me last time, I have used today. I really like this lip. It just elevates the look instantly. Like, I wasn't loving my makeup look. I felt it looked too shiny. I still feel it looks a bit shiny, but this lipstick seems to help cover up all manners of sins, I suppose. So we're going to fast forward now 1 week into the future and see how I've been liking this moisturizer, and I will keep trying this foundation and see if I like it more. Right, so it's a week minus a day later, and I meant to film this actually tomorrow, but I just found out my neighbors are getting their roofing done, and so I'm guessing you don't want to hear pounding through the entire last part of this video, but I thought that that was good enough because I've got some pretty strong thoughts on these products, and I'll let you know how the week has gone. I've even taken notes because I don't want to forget to let you know about the serum, the moisturizer, and I wanted to, of course, follow up on the foundation stick. So about the serum, when I first got it, I was like, do I need this? There's a lot of serum in there. That's going to take me forever. What if I don't like it? But I do like it. It is nice. It leaves that dewy glow on your face. Maybe you've seen other people use it, but it definitely, and I'm wearing it today underneath liquid foundation today and underneath this moisturizer. So my first layer was in fact this serum. Very dewy, but plays nice with everything else. About the price. This is not inexpensive, but it's not like, it's Sephora level pricing, right? So that's Merit in general. It's Sephora level pricing. And I thought, is it worth it? But then I thought, actually, that's not a bad price considering how long it's taking me to get through it. I've been using this almost every day for ages now, and it's barely it's barely reduced at all in level, as you can see there. So once again, it sort of separates, almost like, you know, that makeup remover, the two-stage makeup remover, it kind of separates, so you do want to shake it before you use it. But you can see there, very little is gone. I think that this is going to last me the better part of a year, just at the rate that it's going. Maybe, you know, in the spring, I'll have to replace it. It'll be finished by then. So definitely value for money in this one. The other thing I wanted to say about the serum is that I've got a little bit of retinization going on because I'm kind of ramping up my differin after taking a bit of a break. So my skin is a little bit sensitive to actives right now, but this does not, whatever is in here does not hurt me at all. I don't have sensitive skin, but as I say, I'm a little bit more sensitive than usual. And if I were to put on something with like a bit of salicylic acid in it or something like that, that would for sure sting. This is not giving me any sting at all right now. It's actually pretty impressive. It just looks like it's not made. I don't know, this is like a strange thing to say, but it just looks very pretty and perfumed and everything like that. It's not, it's unscented and it's very gentle. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it looks so gentle just because it's so striking, but it is actually very gentle. So yes, I can recommend this serum if you are looking for a serum right now and you want one that's going to last a very long time, because you'll have this bottle a long time. Also, it's beautiful. What a beautiful bottle. Moving on to the moisturizer, which is technically what this review is all about. It's very thick. My first impressions have not really changed. I used 2 pumps. I did not need 2 pumps. I only needed one little pump, tiny little snake there to put on your finger, and that's enough to do the whole face. And then you have this very glowy, almost too glowy look. So if you're somewhere where the climate is already very humid and you don't need more moisture, I feel like this is going to be too heavy. Maybe you want to hold out for when Merit inevitably makes a lighter formulation, because I'm pretty sure they'll make one with more water. This one does not have a lot of water in it. It is quite dense, quite concentrated. It is, as far as I can tell, a glycerin-rich moisturizer. And I just say this from having tested about 1 million moisturizers in my life. But that is a good thing. That means if you do have dry skin, it's going to last a very long time. And if you put the serum underneath, you only need very little. So I think that I can't tell how long this is going to last, also because I can't see what's inside. But I think if you did want to get the 2 of these together and you have quite dry skin and you want that glowy all day look, you're going to be happy with these 2. So as I said, I'll leave a link down below to the Merit shop, and I'll also always pop that in my comments, and I do that on all my videos. So if you ever find a video where I have not popped the link also in the comments, just let me know, because that means I forget it. I like to do that because it's harder to find that description box, but I know that everybody can get to the comments, so I try and keep them in both places. If you spend $40 at Merit, you get free shipping. That is my understanding. And for your first time, I think I mentioned this in the earlier segment, if it's your first time purchasing, you get sent a really cute little bag. You can see the bag that I got in my original Merit video. Just get this cute little handbag to go with these products. But what I really wanted to put you onto on the Merit site, because I myself was like, I want to see what you guys are seeing when you're like looking around on this site, like what's the Merit site all about? It's actually a really nice site. And I did use the foundation match, and I'll tell you about that in a second, and how that worked, whether I think that their foundation matcher was accurate. But the cool thing on the Merit site that I kind of wasn't super aware of for whatever reason, just wasn't the way I was shopping on the site, is that it is full of sets. So you can get like these 2 things together, or you can get other little sets together, where I think that they've made it a little bit more affordable. I mean, I haven't priced out every single set that is on offer, but you can get it sort of like pre-picked, curated selection, which is always helpful, because sometimes you just feel like overwhelmed by so many choices. You can now just shop by like the basics maybe that you want that come in a set together. So have a look at their sets. They're actually pretty cool though, the way that they've set them up. Okay, so let's talk about the foundation, which I did not want to forget to talk about, because my whole reason for even wanting to try these products at all was for this product originally. And they sent it to me shade ochre. So the first thing I will say is their foundation matching tool is good. This matches my skin color so well. And like I said, they gave me the same match back that Sephora gave me, which was also ochre. They gave me ochre in both places. But you guys, I don't think that this can replace my liquid foundation. What I've actually found it to be quite nice for, in fact, is almost more of like a concealer kind of situation. You know, I have makeup on, so I can't really properly go on top of it, but It makes a lovely concealer. It's lovely to hide some of my dark marks, but it's not heavy enough for me. I like a sort of medium coverage liquid foundation. It's not going to take the place of that. Am I happy to have it? Yes. Am I happy to try it? Absolutely. This brush is very nice. So I don't know what it says, you know, like you don't have to buy these together, but if you did want a nice little brush for whatever reason, if that's of interest to you, this is lovely. It's so soft and nice, and it does a really nice job of blending this out, maybe too nice. So I find that this, coupled with the moisturizer, coupled with the serum, is too shiny for me, too shiny. And I don't mind a bit of shine, but it can veer into the ugly shine territory, and we don't want ugly shine. Even if I try and powder it off a bit, I don't know, it's just, all these three things together are too much for me, but it does play a bit nicer, the moisturizer that is, with a sort of more mattifying liquid foundation. So I have tried it with my my long wear foundations, and it looks really nice, and it tones down some of that shine. So once again, this is why I think that this is maybe not the best for like a really humid climate if you're already looking shiny as it is. But if you need that oomph, like maybe you live somewhere quite dry, or your skin is just needs help, needs hydration, you might like it. Okay, just to sum up, the serum, great value, works very nice, very glowy. The moisturizer, I don't know if it's going to be great value yet because, again, I can't see it. I don't know how much is in there. I don't know how much I'm using out of it when I'm pumping the one pump, but you only need one pump. It's very concentrated. They did not water it down. A little will go a long way. I feel confident in recommending this if you have dry skin. The foundation stick, the Minimalist foundation stick, beautiful skin match, like color match wise, it looks like I'm wearing nothing, but for me that is also the problem. It looks like I'm wearing nothing, so it's not a replacement for my liquid foundation. If you're someone who loves that no makeup look, this is gonna be for you. Very nice, glides on, so easy to blend. No issues with performance really, other than like what I said. Stick foundations and me are not simpatico for whatever reason. The brush that came with it was a very welcome addition, but not necessary, but also is a nice brush. So those are my honest thoughts on these Merit products, including this brand new moisturizer, which I think was just released a few days ago. So this is new to the market. Links down below. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.